you have the floor.
Thank you. We commend the government's establishment of a National Council for Sustainable Development to ensure cross-department responsibility and action to implement the 2030 Agenda. However, while we strongly welcome its creation, there have been limited opportunities for meaningful dialogue and cooperation with civil society who, as acknowledged in Croatia's VNR, have an important role to play in ensuring our country will meet SDG targets and who further have an absolutely critical role in monitoring progress and gaps on implementation. We, therefore, call on the government to establish active mechanisms, for example, cross-sector working groups at local and national level, to enable us to participate in constructive dialogue with the National Council. We further urge the government to establish specific mechanisms for our networks to input to the monitoring framework. Croatia is leaving people behind. For years since the SDGs were established, we remain critically off track. For example, women, especially young women, Roma women, women with disabilities and trans women, still lack access to information, education and health services to support the realization of the full spectrum of sexual and reproductive rights and health. Furthermore, members of the LGBTI+ community are consistently persecuted despite our laws on anti-discrimination and life. Finally, we remain concerned with corruption and clientelism in Croatia that has resulted in pressures to cut and restrict funding for CSOs. Lack of funding is negatively impacting the scope and scale of our work to implement SDGs and to efficiently partner with the government to achieve a prosperous future for all Croatian citizens. So I have a questions. What steps will the government take to ensure civil society can meaningfully input to the 2030 National Development Strategy that is being drafted for adoption next year? And there have been strong calls from CSOs to develop an action plan for women's health. What steps has the government taken